Here's how you can make your very own life-size Dalek gun from Doctor Who quickly and easily at home, and the best part is that I'm going to teach you how to make this yourself with or without the use of a 3D printer.
Make a Dalek!
Hello and welcome to Draconian Props. My name is Adam and today I'm going to talk to you guys about how me and Reese made our Dalek gun for our upcoming life-size Dalek builds. Now, getting straight into the build, let's take a look and break down the Dalek gun itself. Now, this particular gun is based on the new Series Daleks from 2005 onwards, but the same principles will apply for whichever version of the Dalek gun that you would like to create. So what we're going to need for this tutorial is an aluminium bar that's 25mm thick on the outer diameter at a length of 60cm, or in our case, two 30cm rods because we just had those lying around. 8 5mm aluminium rods at a length of at least 26cm. Now I would recommend 30cm and cutting them to size, a pair of gun bezels, and something for the ball joint, which we will explain options for both of those later in the video. You're going to need some filler primer, gloss black spray paint, some 7000 grit sandpaper, 5-minute epoxy, some aluminium rub and buff, and some polish for the metal parts. In regards to tools for this video, you're going to want a vise and a handsaw. The vise is optional, but trust me, you're going to have a way better time using a vise. They're fairly inexpensive for a small vise, and you'll be really glad that you picked one up. Links to all of the tools and materials used in this video will be added to the description. Taking a look at the ball joint, which sits within the Dalek shoulders, there are a couple of ways that you can tackle this. Now, one easy option that doesn't require any sort of 3D printing is to use a Magic 8 ball. For the Magic 8 ball method, you can carefully pry open a Magic 8 ball, which should leave you with two halves and a nice convenient round hole for your aluminium tube to slot into. This hole might be slightly too big.
Oh, grow up, Simon!
However, the gun bezel should be wide enough to cover this gap. Alternatively, you could use something like a Dremel to cut out a smaller hole on the back and flip the ball so that the wider hole is on the inside of the shoulders and out of view. Now, in our case, we wanted to resin print a ball for the ball joint that perfectly matches the diameter of the tube that we were using. Now, this was made in Tinkercad using the measurements that we knew that we needed. So that's 10cm for the ball width itself and 25mm for the hole which the tube will slide into. Now, all of the printed parts in this video were printed in Elegoo's standard photopolymer resin. However, as I mentioned, we will be giving alternative options if you don't have access to a 3D printer. So once that had printed, we used our usual process of sanding and using filler primer until everything was nice and smooth. The resin printer really helps speed this process up. However, one thing that I would like to note is that if you are using an FDM printer for this step, don't be put off FDM printing too much because the holes at the top and the bottom of the joint will be cut out, so the layer stepping should be fairly minimal. Once we have a nice smooth I'm really trying to be careful how I word things here. The joint was then painted with a nice gloss black finish. Now, the exact same process did follow for the gun bezels themselves, and again, we used resin printing using some files from ProjectDalek.com, and a link to this will be in the description too. I would highly recommend joining Project Dalek if you are building or even planning on building a Dalek, as it's full of resources and plans for pretty much all different versions of the Daleks. And again, you can FDM print the gun bezels and use the exact same process, it just might be a tiny bit more time consuming, but it's definitely doable. I want to talk about a website that I've used personally, and I can vouch for them from experience, and that's MooncrestModels.co.uk. It's an absolutely fantastic website for buying Dalek parts, so if you're following this tutorial without access to a 3D printer, you can actually pick up a pair of urethane cast gun bezels for, at the time of filming, just £19 on their website. So regardless if you've gotten yourself a pair of 3D printed gun bezels or a pair of gun bezels from Mooncrest, you want to coat those with a nice gloss black spray paint ready for the next step. So if you're enjoying the video so far, please like this video and hit the subscribe button. We've recently passed 100 subscribers, and I just want to give a huge thank you to everyone who's been watching our videos so far. And whilst all of the paint is curing, we can turn our attention to the metal parts of this build. you're going to need to start by cutting your aluminium rods to a length of 26 centimeters. You can use knitting needles for this step, which I've seen many people do before and achieve fantastic results. Just make sure that the thickest part of the needle is 5 millimeters for at least 26 centimeters before it starts to taper off at the end. So you should now be left with 8 rods at 26 centimeters and 1 tube which measures at 60 centimeters. In our case, it was 2 tubes at 30 centimeters, but I'll explain what we did later on in the video in case you are in the same situation. You want to sand the rods and the tubes with a high 7000 grit sandpaper for a brushed metal look, an emotion like you see here. And if you're a Doctor Who fan like me, you'll probably be used to this step. Okay, I'm just kidding, that was a joke. I am building a full-size Dalek, so the joke really is just at my expense.
You mean? Get a girlfriend, Jeff.
And once everything is sanded, you're going to want to polish the parts using a metal polish like you see here. Again, links to this will be provided in the description. So the rods were then bent using a vise at a 45-degree angle. So we actually printed out our own protractor as we didn't actually have one lying around. You're going to need a 2.5 centimeter length on the bends at either side, leaving the middle part at 21 centimeters. Now a top tip is to start with just 1 rod. Get that right and then you actually have a physical reference for the rest of the 7 rods so that they all match up perfectly. And now it's time for one of my favorite materials to use, which is Rub and Buff. So this project was actually the first time I've ever used Rub and Buff and I just fell in love with it instantly. It's really easy to use and you can get a stunning finish like this. You can take just a small amount of Rub and Buff, and seriously, a little bit of Rub and Buff really goes a long way. Take the Rub and Buff and start rubbing it in to the surface of the gun bezels. Now I found spinning it around in my hand was the best way to go about this particular model. And you're going to need to apply a lot of pressure and go over the surface quite a lot, but it really does leave a stunning result at the end which perfectly matches the rest of the aluminium parts. Another tip is to take a cotton bud and use those to apply the Rub and Buff in all of the recessed areas of the gun bezels, like these holes here. Now this part is a little tricky to describe, but when you start to feel a slight bit of resistance on the Rub and Buff, you're pretty much good to go on that area. Unless you want your fingers looking like a mutated Dalek, please wear gloves. This stuff can quite literally take the skin off of your hands with the friction. And now this is the result that you're wanting to achieve. And now that's all of the pieces done, it's all ready for the assembly. We used 2 30cm aluminium tubes for this, so we actually printed out a connector and glued both of those together using some 5-minute epoxy, positioning the seam where it would actually be hidden by the joint and the bezel. Although it would just be easier to use a 60cm tube, so if you are actually buying all of the supplies to make this build, just get a 60cm tube instead. And the reason you want the tube sticking out of the back like this is that it actually acts like a handle for you to position the gun and articulate it inside of the Dalek, otherwise you just don't have a handle to move the gun around.
It's not working.
First, we actually push fit the bezel closest to the joint around halfway through the tube, making sure that the tube was secured nicely in the vise. This was just for a little bit of stability when working, and the reason you don't want to glue this straight away is you actually want to first position everything in place with both of the rods and bezels to make sure that there is actually around a 1cm gap here from the tip of the gun to the bezel itself. And once you're happy with the positioning of everything, you can slowly drop a dab of 5-minute epoxy in the holes of the bezel and carefully position the shaped rods into the slots. Now, this was a little fiddly, even with 2 people, so you might want to ask a friend for help, but it's definitely doable on your own.
Ooh, that's sticky. Oh, fuck me.
So we actually found holding everything in place with an elastic band after putting the 5-minute epoxy in place really helped keep everything secure whilst the epoxy was curing. And finally, once the epoxy has cured, you can put another layer of epoxy on the underneath of the bigger gun bezel and secure the joint in place. And then you should be left with this as a final result. And that's our guide on how we made the new Series Dalek Gun from Doctor Who. I hope you found this video useful, whether you plan on using a 3D printer or something like a Magic 8 Ball and MooncrestModels.co.uk. So let me know in the comments if you liked the video, and please subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our future Dalek build tutorials. Once again, thanks for watching.